Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar video. I have been enjoying this game so much, and I just wanted to share some of my favorite tips for making a lot of money after playing almost 50 hours of my new favorite Harvest Moon remake Capitalism Simulator, all of which will help you reach the maximum Bazaar rank in no time. So in this game, you don't just toss your crops, weeds, and slimy fish into a bin and expect the mayor to sneak in and pick it up at midnight. It's actually up to you to sell it yourself every Saturday at the bazaar in town. I guess the mayor decided he had had enough and now we have to do it. In addition to this, most of your income in Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar comes from processing your items into higher quality items like gold cheese and pickled vegetables, but not in a maker machine like you might see in other farming sim titles. Instead, there are 3 windmills that you will unlock through your first year in Zephyrtown. They function as 3 separate maker machines and they all produce different items. You will be relying on them a whole lot to make money. Now that we've kinda got windmills out of the way, here are some tips to get started bringing in the big money and making Felix proud. There's a ton of information I want to cover, so leave a like or hit the subscribe button if you learned something new in this video. I'll stop yapping and share my tips for making money. Tip number 1, pay attention to your trends. Trends are set at the beginning of a new month, and they don't change until the month is over. These trends are very specific too. Even if you get stuck with something lame like milk, don't process it into cheese. Cheese is not milk. I learned this the hard way. Additionally, if red crops are trending, don't process them into pickled crops. Just keep the crops in storage while they're fresh until the next bazaar. If crops or animal products begin to lose freshness, you can still process them at the windmill to preserve freshness before they rot. If they do happen to rot though, they can still be processed into fertilizer, so don't throw them out. If at any time you get confused about what qualifies, items will have a trending indicator in the description panel. You will have to strategize a little bit, but just pay attention to selling price if you want to make a big profit at the bazaar. With that being said, if you can't meet the trends, don't stress about it. Just sell what you can and wait for a new month to roll over. I've seen people get stuck with some really horrible trends in their first month. Remember, they are completely random, and you can still make money, even if it's a little less. Tip number 2, don't forget to care for your animals. Talk with your barn animal friends every day, brush them, and let them graze in the pasture behind the farmhouse. This will boost their happiness, health, and their affection with you, yielding higher quality products. I talk about this a little more in depth in my animal video guide, so be sure to check that one out for specific tips on animal care. Also, if you have enough money saved up, you should consider buying a second barn and breeding your animals to amass an army of high affection barn animals on your farm. By breeding animals, their affections will start at a higher level, and by winning competitions, their product star quality will get higher and higher. So don't skip those competitions. To build a second barn, finish the pasture upgrade with Wilbur first, then focus on opening a stall for Garen. Garen will walk around the bazaar plaza after you increase your bazaar rank a few times and will request you help him with opening a new stall at the bazaar. You will have to finish the pasture upgrade with Wilbur first before this option will become available at Garen's shop. Number 3, invest in a lot of crops and crop space. Even if crops aren't currently trending, they will still bring in a lot of money if you increase their quality. 5-star crops sell better than 1-star crops, so they're still worth processing at the windmill into better items. You can add them to cooking recipes, or you can sell them as is at the bazaar. Honestly, you should get in the habit of having the windmills going at all times. I gathered grass from town and the mountains every day to make fertilizer that I sprinkled on the crops every day. Then, once I unlocked the blue windmill, I would turn 9 of those crops into crop seeds since they retain their star quality, and I would plant them again, adding fertilizer every day until they reach 5 stars. By the way, if you stand in your crop fields with the crop tiles selected, you can see what their crop level is. When they reach 5 stars, you no longer need to add fertilizer daily. I also use the windmills to turn wheat into vinegar. Wheat grows spring through autumn and can be processed into vinegar, which is needed to pickle vegetables. Pickled vegetables will typically sell higher, but remember, don't pickle crops that are trending. If, for example, red crops are trending, don't process your tomatoes into pickled tomatoes. It won't count. And by the way, rice can also be processed at the windmill to make soy sauce, and soy sauce is used in a lot of expensive recipes as well, so it might be worth crafting those. Number 4, be sure to invest in upgrading your storage. Wilbur provides several upgrades for this, and while they're definitely pricey, extending freshness in your storage will let you store crops to roll over into the following month. That way, any crops you were holding on to might trend in that next month and you can make a profit from it. I think managing storage can be really tricky early on, so no matter what, upgrading storage and rucksack space is a really nice investment. If you would like more general tips on storage in your first spring season in Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, be sure to check out my tips video. Tip number 5, get some pets. As you can already guess, more chores means less time to spend ferrying your barn animals to and from the barn. Pets are an amazing asset because while you're busy in your crop fields applying all of that fertilizer, your pets will bring your animals in and out of the barn for you. One barn holds 4 chickens and 4 large animals, so get 1 cat and 1 dog for each barn. Focus on training your pets daily so they can eventually herd all of your animals to a maximum of 4 per pet. Pet food and pet treats can be purchased at Miguel's shop in town. Number 6, upgrade your tools. Upgrading your tools will make the entire crop maintenance process so much easier and quicker. I would highly recommend upgrading your hatchet first so that you get easy access to the necessary ores to upgrade other tools like your watering can, and I would absolutely upgrade the watering can second. Once you get the material to upgrade your watering can, start the upgrade on a windy day after watering your crops for the second time that day. By doing this, your watering can will finish when you wake up in the morning. Just be sure to check the processing time and do the math before hitting the confirm button. Regardless, upgrading overnight will let you use your watering can the next day, unless you're upgrading something like gold to orichalcum. That could take a few days, but I'm just talking about bronze and bronze plus. Tip number 7, be sure to buy techniques from Felix. Mayor Felix will open a stall at the bazaar that sells bigger jumps, larger harvests, and a fertilizer technique letting you replenish all 8 squares in one jump. They're pretty costly, but I swear they are so worth it and you will never want to go back. Plus, he gets a little boost whenever you talk to him. He's so lovable, there's no way you can't talk to him, right? Just me? Okay. Tip number 8, exchange items with the nature sprites. Never throw anything away, as much as you're able to hold on to anyway. Eventually, the nature sprites will let you trade in items you can find around Zephyrtown and in the mountains. Forage items like weeds, rocks, branches, mushrooms, fish, and bugs. By giving them these items, their quality will increase, meaning the fertilizer you've been hoarding becomes 3 stars instead of 2, and so on. Higher quality fertilizer means higher quality crops, and that means more money. And don't slack on bugs either. You might not think they're important, but increasing these exchange levels with the nature sprites will also grant a major boost to the cheer squad feature at the bazaar. Just check the bazaar panel and the nature sprites to see what boosts they offer. Tip number 9, make some friends in town. By befriending the villagers, you will get various items in the mail as gifts. If they do send meals in the mail, check to see if you've unlocked the recipe first. If it's new, you should eat it, and if that meal sells for a lot, try making it in your kitchen to sell it at the next bazaar. This is a great way to use up any crops in your storage that aren't trending. Plus, on your birthday, villagers who like you will give you free stuff. Just don't tell them you're selling it. Tip number 10, if you do happen to find a power berry, don't immediately sell it. You can increase your stamina a limited number of times, so even though you may be tempted to sell for 10,000 gold once you find one, I think you should consider holding on to it instead. Consuming the power berry will fill your entire stamina bar and permanently increase your stamina until it reaches the max limit. I'm not sure if there are excess power berries to be found, and why take the risk? Having more stamina will let you get more chores done without needing to spend money to restore stamina on meals in town or using your own crops to make meals. I'm sure that was a ton of information to take in, but I hope all of these tips were of some help. If you pay attention to trends and manage your produce wisely, you can easily make enough money to increase your bazaar rank further. Of course, there's no rush either. Be sure to go at your own pace while you play and enjoy everything this game has to offer. There's so much more to it than making money. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out my other Grand Bazaar videos and maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everybody.